Hey, Beth Ann. Is it true? Is it true you're getting remarried? I heard he was the up-and-coming hotshot son of the president of a major company who's set to take on his daddy's title of CEO one day. Are the rumors true? Hello, Arena. Sure, I guess he is technically going to be the CEO one day, but it's really not as glamorous as you make it sound. And the company's definitely not as major as you make it sound. But you will still be the CEO's wife, right? Right? I can't believe you lucked out this hard on your second marriage. I'm not gonna lie, babe, I am mega jealous. Go on, spill the beans. How did you seduce him? What's the secret to bagging yourself a high roller like that? I'm all ears. That's kind of a crass question, Arena. Would you mind not asking me stuff like that? If you must know, we met at work. We started out just as co-workers and, well, it just kind of developed from there. Oh, don't play dumb with me. You may have started out as co-workers, but you must have known he had prospects when you found out he was the president's son. You have your sights set on the title of CEO's wife, right? I didn't even know who his dad was until he proposed to me. You literally couldn't be any wider off the mark if you tried. I see. So, playing dumb was a part of your scheme right from the very start. I have to hand it to you, Beth Ann. You are more cunning than people give you credit for. I never had you down as such a schemer. You go, girl. You're wrong. It's not like that at all. Okay, dear. We can go with that if it makes you feel better. Anyway, I take it you'll be inviting me to the wedding, since we became such good friends after our boys met at kindergarten, right? Huh? The wedding? Of course! You'll be pulling out all the stops to make the wedding of a lifetime, I assume. I bet it'll be a ceremony so lavish, even royalty would feel jealous. He is the future CEO, after all. I mean, sure. Well, I guess we don't plan on making it super low budget or anything, but it's not like it's gonna be huge either. To tell you the truth, we're just planning on having a small ceremony with no one but friends and family, so we won't be inviting any of the moms from kindergarten, which, well, I'm sorry to say, means you won't be getting an invite. Ooh, wow, why such a tightwad? My fiancé has his own reasons for not wanting to go overboard. He's once divorced himself, and we both agreed that after all the pomp, ceremony, and, more importantly, stress of our first weddings, we're not really that bothered about going through the hassle again. Something smaller scale seemed best for the both of us. But Casey, the mom of one of the other boys in our boys' class, is going. I overheard her talking about it with some of the other moms in the courtyard outside the kindergarten, so don't even try and deny it. Why wouldn't you invite me when we're all part of the same kindergarten moms group? It's not fair of you to leave me out like this. I will not be ostracized. Casey's my sister-in-law. Her coming to the wedding has nothing to do with kindergarten. Huh? She's my little brother's wife. Surely you can see how that makes her family. I'm not leaving anyone out, I can assure you. Oh, really? She's your sister-in-law. Oh, well, my bad. I guess I kind of just assumed you already knew. Most of the other moms do. Really? I had no idea. I haven't invited any of the moms from kindergarten, and that's the truth. So I'm really sorry, but you won't be getting an invite. Fine, I'll give you some Tupperware. Huh? Tupperware? Be a darling and fill it with some of the luxury food from the buffet, won't you? If you do that, I'll forgive you. For the main course, I'll take meat. Make sure to fill it with plenty of mashed potatoes, too. I just love mashed potatoes. Whoa, what the... Are you kidding me? Come on, Arena, I can't do that. What? I'm kindly willing to compromise on not being invited to the wedding, and even this is too much for you? Taking food out of the wedding venue is banned for hygiene reasons. They explained the rules when we registered with them, and they were pretty clear about that one. Goodness gracious me. Would it really harm you to sneak some out? Everyone knows the rules at these places are nothing but formalities. No one expects you to actually follow them. And what exactly are you basing that on? Why would they have rules in place if they weren't supposed to be followed? No, Arena, this is ridiculous. I can't risk getting fined to get you a few slices of beef and some cold mashed potatoes. I never had you down as being this kind of person, but it really is a shame what a tightwad you can be sometimes. That makes me a tightwad, does it? I can't believe it. You're a single mother fresh out of divorce court after your last husband found out you were cheating on him. What? But in spite of carrying around more baggage than a Boeing 737, you somehow managed to luck out and bag yourself a CEO. The least you could do is share some of your miraculous fortune with your friends, you penny-pinching tightwad. You won't have any friends left before long if you carry on like this. Irina, there's something you seem to be making a major misunderstanding about. Do you mind if I set the record straight? What? It wasn't me who cheated, it was my ex-husband. Huh? Hang on. Seriously? I see how it is. So this is why you've been looking down your nose at me this whole time and speaking to me like crap, isn't it? Based on a freaking baseless misunderstanding? Wow. Oopsie, that reminds me, we don't have any cucumbers left. Excuse me, dear, I'll have to rush to the supermarket at once. See ya! Wow, you're unreal. Beth Ann, I haven't seen you around kindergarten at all lately, which means other than already knowing who your fiancé is and what kind of venue the wedding's being held at, I haven't been able to get any extra information, which means I had no choice but to follow you. So this is where you're tying the knot, huh? I gotta hand it to you, babe. It's a beautiful place. So this is where you two were planning to get married at today, was it? Well, I'm sorry, darling, but it's time for you to give me back the groom. I hate to break this to you on such short notice, but I'll be the one marrying your fiancé today. Beth Ann, you poor thing. It looks like the groom didn't turn up and your wedding got canceled, huh? I'm so sorry, dear. What can I say? I'm just too drop-dead gorgeous. No man on this planet can resist me. Just like I told you before, it was time for you to give me back the groom. I know this might be difficult for you to accept, but I want you to behave like a mature, responsible adult by letting go of him and struggling on with your life as a lonely single mother without bothering us ever again. Do you think you can do that for me, sweetie pie? Huh? Irina, what's going on? I've been super busy all morning. I only just saw your messages. What do you mean by give you back the groom? I don't understand. What are you talking about? Aha! There you are. Why, hello, Beth Ann. You sure were slow to notice. There's no going back now. We just got done with our 5th round of steamy, passionate lovemaking. That man really is a stallion. I seriously don't have the faintest idea what you're talking about. I did expect you to ask some questions, and I suppose answering them is the least I can do for you since I did kind of destroy your entire life today. The groom at your wedding today is my ex-boyfriend. Huh? Your ex-boyfriend? I just so happened to catch sight of you and my ex-boyfriend walking around town all loved up not long after I heard you were set to get remarried. I was so shocked my jaw almost hit the floor, so I decided to do a little digging. I found out that my ex-boyfriend's dad was making his preparations to retire from his position as CEO at their industrial waste disposal company, meaning he's next in line as president. I knew this was finally my chance to marry into money by becoming the wife of a CEO, and I wasn't prepared to waste it. Which is why I doubled my investigative efforts, and after a little more digging, I found out where you guys were planning on getting married today. Wow, are you serious? You went to all those lengths? That's not normal. I'm so disgusted right now, I can't even find the words to express it. There's no use in getting all hysterical and panicking now, dear. Your wedding today already got canceled, right? What are you talking about? No, it didn't. Lies, lies. Come on, Beth Ann, you can't hide from reality any longer. Wake up and smell the coffee. We just got back together and went at it like rabbits in the hotel next door. Excuse me? We're still together now, of course. Hang on a sec. You have a husband, don't you? You're not divorced, are you? Don't be jealous just because I'm a hit with the boys and you're not, babe. It's so not attractive. That's not what I mean. I mean, you're cheating on your husband. You have the nerve to accuse me of cheating while being completely wrong, and then you go off and have an affair of your own? What the hell is wrong with you? Yeah, I've heard enough of your jealous prattering now. How about you put a lid on that whining foghorn mouth of yours and just be happy for me and your man instead? I get you must be incredibly salty at missing out on your long-awaited chance to bag yourself a rich, high-flying CEO and being guaranteed absolute financial security for the rest of your life. But that's your problem, sweetie, not mine. Just give up on him, okay? Listen to me, Irina. Today's wedding went by without a hitch, and me and my husband are now officially married. Huh? We're about to head to the after party. Wait a minute, what the? Irina, who the hell are you cheating on your husband with? You know, this is getting sad now. Why not just accept reality already? It'll be a lot less painful for you in the long run. Gotta go. My big hunky stallion is calling me back into bed. Time for round 6. Toodles! Irina, wait! Hello, Beth Ann, dear. It's been a while. Guess what? Me and your ex-fiancé are officially getting married. I haven't seen you at the kindergarten in months, so I had no choice but to go out of my way to bring you the good news on here. The divorce proceedings with my current husband are finally looking like they're about to go through. This pretty much already makes me the CEO's wife. I'm so happy. Hello, Irina. Long time no speak. The reason you haven't been seeing me around the kindergarten is because I moved to another town to live with my husband after the wedding. Huh? Of course, my son came with me and now goes to a different kindergarten, so I'd say the chances of me and you ever seeing each other again are pretty slim. What? You've got to be joking me. Don't say such crazy things, babe. I know for a fact you didn't get married. How could you when I stole the groom? You totally ignored me back when I told you this before, so allow me to repeat myself. Mine and my husband's wedding went by without a hitch, and we're happily married now. Who the hell do you think you stole from me? What do you mean, who? My ex-boyfriend, Jeremy, of course. Huh? Jeremy? Yes, Jeremy. We were high school sweethearts. We started dating in our second year after he came over and introduced himself to me in chemistry class. Oh. Him? He's my brother-in-law. Huh? Your brother-in-law? Ah, I see. No way. So that's where he went on the day of the wedding. What? What are you talking about? I didn't marry Jeremy. I married Jamie, his identical twin brother. His identical twin brother? Yep. You mean you didn't know? I'm actually pretty impressed that you managed to be his girlfriend and not find out about him. I get that it was a long time ago, and you could be forgiven for mistaking them for one another since they're identical twins and all, but that doesn't justify cheating. What you're doing is just plain wrong, Irina. Whatever, that's irrelevant. Jeremy is at least the one who'll be inheriting their father's company, right? Right? No, that's Jamie. Oh my God. Jeremy was always the black sheep of the family. He got in with a bad crowd, started doing drugs, went to jail for armed robbery, and eventually got disowned by their parents. Drugs? Armed robbery? Disowned? We were slightly concerned he might try showing up at our wedding with all of their relatives being gathered there 5 months ago. When he didn't show up, we figured he didn't care enough to, and that we'd been worrying for nothing. But now it all makes sense. I see. So he did go to the venue, he just didn't end up gate crashing the whole thing because he ran into you outside by coincidence, huh? I guess he found himself powerless to resist the advances of his ex-girlfriend and agreed to go with you to the hotel. And that's why we never saw him? I guess we owe you a thank you. Oh, there's one more thing you should know. Jeremy's in mountains of debt. What? Something tells me things are about to get really rough for you. Oh my God! Beth Ann, help! What am I supposed to do? I don't have any money. My ex-husband is demanding a ridiculous amount of compensation from me, but I don't have any money. I thought Jeremy would be able to pay it all off because he was in line to become the president of his dad's company. Oh my god, I couldn't have been more wrong. I have no idea how he managed to come up with the cash on such short notice despite already being in crazy amounts of debt, but Jeremy immediately paid off his half of the compensation and refused to help me with mine. He said I have to come up with the money myself somehow. Oh, and he's not just in mountains of debt. It also turned out he's been seeing 3 other girls behind my back. He dumped me. To make matters worse, my ex-husband flat out refused to remarry me, and on top of charging me compensation, he won custody of our son, blocked my number, took my boy, and moved out of state. I can't get through to my parents, and besides, I doubt that they'd help me after all this time, even if I could. Please, Bethann, I have no one else to rely on. I am so alone. I can't believe I have to come up with all of this money on my own. Bethann, what am I supposed to do? I feel so lost. Hello? Bethann, are you there? Bethann, please respond. Stop leaving my messages on read. Ugh! I was a little confused when my phone suddenly started blowing up with notifications, but it turned out to be Arena's desperate pleas for help. I did feel a little sorry for her for about a millionth of a second, but I figured nothing good could possibly come of replying to her, so I let her carry on in the hopes she'd realize the futility of messaging me and give up. When the messages calmed down, I blocked her. As for what happened after that, apparently Jeremy, my disgraced brother-in-law, in his desperation to get a hold of the compensation money he owed Arena's ex-husband, borrowed some money from some very bad people. I can't say for sure, but something tells me that might be why he suddenly disappeared and no one's heard from him in months. As for Arena, she incessantly begged for money in the kindergarten moms group chat, but was promptly told in no uncertain terms to get lost and stick her whining where the sun don't shine. Last I heard, there have been multiple sightings of her going into the seedy, run-down hotel by the station with a bunch of different guys recently. I hope she hasn't gone into that line of work, but to be honest, since I'll never see or hear from her again, I'm just gonna forget about the whole thing and focus on enjoying my own life.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Yo, Frankie, sup? Man, it feels like forever since I last talked to you. Yeah, it's been a pleasant 8 years. Why'd you have to go and ruin it by texting me like this? Come on, dude. Is that really how you're gonna greet an old friend? An old friend? As in someone who I no longer consider a friend? You should be grateful that's all I had to say about you, considering what you did. You slept with my wife, got cut off by your parents, turned everyone who was once your friend against you, and had to leave town to escape your ruined reputation. Didn't you move out of state? Well, yeah, but anyway, you're still working in town, aren't you? What's it to you? I just thought I might stop by and visit my old buddy Frankie and shoot the breeze for a while. Don't bother. You don't know where I live anyway. Not to worry. I got your address from one of our classmates who didn't know about our history. Unbelievable. Seriously, though, what do you think you're doing? You don't have any right to be texting me anymore, much less actually coming to visit me at my house. Oh, please, don't be like that. It's been 8 years. That's all water under the bridge now, all right? I'll still feel the same way about you 80 years from now. So don't you dare come anywhere near me. If you're really still that angry, why haven't you blocked my number? Just to keep tabs on you. There's no telling what a sociopathic moron like you will do. So it's safest to be able to at least have some advance notice of what you might be doing. Consider it like a vaccine for a virus named Luke. Wow, you're harsh. Not harsh, just honest. Well, if I'm gonna be honest, the truth is that your vaccine was a dud. Huh? What now? You got remarried, didn't you? Yeah, and? And you had a kid too, right? What's with these questions? I don't feel compelled to tell you anything about my life. Nah. You don't need to tell me anything. I already know everything. Tell you what, Frankie boy, I'm gonna let you in on a little secret I've been keeping from you. A secret? Get this. You know that precious little baby your wife gave birth to? It's not yours. It's mine. What? What are you talking about? You don't have to believe me. If you get a paternity test, it's not going to be yours. But seriously, what's with you? You haven't even seen your wife in 2 years. How did you not realize the baby wasn't yours when she told you she was pregnant? Do you not even know how babies are made? For real, Luke, what in the world are you talking about? You've never met my current wife. You don't even know her name. That's what you think. I'm like a home-wrecking ninja. I sneak in undetected and bam! Your wife is now my plaything. You should know that. It's how I stole your last wife from you. I was getting with her for 2 whole years and you didn't even notice. I only let you in on the whole thing because I got bored. What kind of idiot doesn't notice his wife with another guy for that long? You're such a loser. Are you going to start making sense anytime soon? Huh? Who are you talking about? Luke, is this really you? Did someone take over your account or something? Or maybe you're just drunk out of your mind? Drunk? Well, maybe just a little. And it's the real me. I see. Well then, I don't want to deal with you for any longer than I have to, so I'll give you the bare minimum information necessary to get you to leave me alone. First off, I'm not living in our old town anymore. What? Second, I don't have any kids. Hold on. Oh, I get it. You're lying to try and get me to go away, aren't you? How pathetic. Sorry, Frankie boy. It's not gonna work. You're free to think whatever you'd like. I'm just telling you the truth. Now, if you excuse me, I need to get back to work, so I'll be taking my leave from this conversation now. Tate, hold on. I just told you I'm sleeping with your second wife. How can you be so chill about this? Not only that, the daughter that you thought was yours is actually mine. Should you be more, sad? I thought you'd be lying on the floor crying your eyes out by now. Well, I guess it doesn't really change my plan, so whatever. At first, I was planning on dumping her after I told you about our affair like the last time. But I actually kind of started to like her. That's why I got her pregnant, to make sure I could get her to divorce you and be with me. In other words, your wife and daughter are now mine. Everything went exactly as I planned. I win, you lose again. I hope you're ready to be a twice divorced loser. Be a pal and sign the paperwork as soon as you get it, okay? What's up, Frankie? I heard you absolutely lost it when your wife told you that she was going to divorce you. And then when she told you about your daughter. She said you didn't believe my text, but when she told you in person, you completely broke down and cried like a little girl. What's up with you, man? I already told you all of that. You should have believed me from the get-go. It would have saved you the humiliation of crying in front of your wife and daughter. I guess the truth finally set in, huh? Well, good. That makes my life easier, since now you'll agree to the divorce for sure. Just remember, it's what's best for your daughter. Or should I say, my daughter. Yo, Frankie, what's your deal? You never responded to my text yesterday. Are you trying to ignore me? Seriously, dude, grow up. You're a grown man. You're gonna have to deal with this like an adult. I guess I'm gonna have to tell you something that'll make you reply to me for sure this time. Know what I'm gonna do? Your wife. In your house. You gotta move it along, man. At this rate, your wife's gonna give birth to my second kid before you divorce her. Just knock before you come in, all right? Come on, Frank. You're starting to tick me off now. I wanted to settle this once and for all yesterday. That's why I texted you while I was with your wife. But once again, you didn't even reply once. How long are you going to keep running away from me, Frank? Do you think this is all going to go away if you keep ignoring me? You're going to have to face me sooner or later, Frank. Now text me back, tonight. Your wife and daughter are mine, like it or not. Sorry I've kept you waiting, Luke. There you are. I was doing a little digging into something, so I thought I would hold on from replying until I had dug up what I was looking for. Digging? What do you mean? I see you're very confident that you've stolen my wife and daughter from me. The woman you're with, her name is Luna, right? Yeah, your wife Luna. That's what I've been saying. Luna isn't my wife. What? She's my younger brother's wife. Your younger brother's wife? You're really something else, Frank. I was your best friend when we were kids. I lived next door to you until 8 years ago, for crying out loud. I know you don't have a younger brother, so tell me another one. Actually, I didn't even know I had a younger brother until about 6 years ago. And since you were run out of town 8 years ago, there's no way that you would know about him. Wait, what? I don't understand. To be more precise, he's only my half-brother. So that means, yeah, my parents got divorced when I was 3, so I know you knew that my dad had left us to move away. Well, yeah, I knew that. My dad got married to another woman, and they had a son, my half-brother Ken. Okay, go on. Ken got married last year, a little over 2 years ago, but just this last year, the company he was working for went bankrupt. So he had to move out of the company housing he had been living in up until then. At that point, my dad and Ken's mom had already divorced, and Luna's parents had passed away in a sudden accident several years prior. So since the two of them had nowhere else to go, and I happened to live nearby, I let them come and move in with me in my house for a while. Hold on. You said that you weren't living in our old town anymore. What's the deal? I'm just getting there. Be patient. Just about a month after Ken and his wife moved into my place, my company told me they were sending me to work at our company headquarters in another country. What the? Another country? You mean you're not even in the country right now? That's right. My wife and I moved overseas together 10 months ago. And if everything goes according to plan, I'll be staying here for another 6 or 7 years. Seriously? And as for my old place, it was a rental house. So when I moved over here, I just had Ken take over the lease, and he and his wife kept on living there. Man, this is an insane story. I had no idea. Man, this sucks. I was feeling great thinking that I managed to break up 2 of your marriages. But she's not even your wife? Ugh. I went to all that trouble for nothing. Whatever. I'm done with you. Later, Frankie. Frank, you there? I'm in big trouble. You gotta help me out, dude. What do you want now, Luke? You do understand that we live in different time zones, right? True time zones. I'm in full-on crisis mode, Frank. Go on. Your half-brother Ken, he's suing me. And Luna just showed up at my apartment door with her kid and all her stuff. Okay, and? I'm not sure what you're so surprised about. This is the only possible way this could have ended for you. What do you mean, why? You slept with a married woman, Luke. That means her husband, my half-brother Ken, can sue you for your part in her infidelity. Really? Don't tell me you forgot. You should have gotten the exact same papers in the mail when you slept with my first wife. That was when your parents agreed to foot the bill for the lawsuit settlement in exchange for cutting you out of their will. I guess I can understand how you forgot. At the time, you were just happy that your parents were going to pay it and wouldn't cost you a thing. I guess their act of kindness kept you from feeling the pain that hopefully would have taught you a lesson. And that's it. My parents. I can get them to pay for the lawsuit. Are you drunk again or just not paying attention? They cut you off, disowned you. What else am I supposed to do? Luna's here demanding that I support her and the kid. I don't have that kind of money. I'm barely getting by on my own. If I can't get my parents to help me, then how am I supposed to come up with the money to feed 2 more people? Well, I guess you could ask your parents to bail you out again. If you can find them. What do you mean? I know where my old house is. Was, not is. I looked it up, and the place where your old house used to be is now a new apartment complex. What? It's gone? Why? Isn't it obvious? They sold it and moved away. Their reputation in the community took a nosedive thanks to your escapade with my first wife. I also can imagine it would be pretty uncomfortable living next door to the person whose wife their son slept with. So they probably wanted to put it all behind them and start fresh elsewhere. Where did they go? Don't ask me. I have no idea. You've got to have some idea. Nope, not a clue. Are we done here? I want to get back to sleep. Hey, you can't just go to sleep at a time like this. I told you, idiot. Oh, we live in different time zones. Yes, I definitely can go to sleep right now. That's not the issue. The issue is I'm having the crisis of a lifetime over here. I would never in a million years lift one single finger to help you out of a crisis you might be facing. And not even to save your life. How can you say that to me? If you really don't know, then there's nothing that I could say to make you understand. I'm going back to bed now, Luke. Good luck. Frank, you can't do this to me. You got to help me. I heard about everything that happened next from my half-brother Ken. Apparently, it all went down pretty quickly. He was concerned that Luke and Luna might skip town to try and avoid paying him the money they owe him. So, while he got a lawyer to advance his case through the legal channels as quickly as possible, He also asked the CEO of his company for advice. The CEO told Luke that he had some connections in a particular sector of society that might be able to deal with the two of them. The CEO's acquaintance quickly agreed to take on the task of encouraging Luke and Luna not to leave town, and even gave them jobs and a place to live while they work off their debts to me. The company that hired them has a very strict disciplinary system in place, so I don't suppose the two of them will be causing any trouble in the near future. Plus, they're making all their payments on time. I was concerned for the daughter, though, since she's a totally innocent party in all of this, but Ken's CEO pulled some more strings and she got taken in by a kind and loving family. I'm not very hopeful that Ken will ever be able to be anything resembling a decent human being, but I hope his time at his new company will straighten him out, even if only for a little bit.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Tamara, let's do something this weekend.
Oh, hi, Ian.
You don't have any work this weekend, do you? We haven't gone out on a date since last month. I really miss you. Don't worry about money either. I'll pay for everything. My treat.
Ah, well, gee, Ian. That sure is a wonderful offer, and I would love to take you up on it. But unfortunately, a friend invited me to go on vacation this weekend, so yeah.
What? A vacation? That's news to me. You haven't said anything about that until right now.
Yeah, they just messaged me about an hour ago and invited me.
Oh, well, okay. I hope you have fun, but man, that was really short notice about the vacation, huh? Your friend is lucky you were off from work.
Someone else was planning to go along, but that person had something come up last minute, and since they already have the tickets and everything, I got invited instead.
Ah, I see.
So, yeah. I know you're my boyfriend and all, and I really appreciate the invitation, but since my friend talked to me first, I'm gonna go with them. Sorry, we'll hang out another time.
Nah, don't be sorry. Thing is, though, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about for a while. So, do you think we could meet up sometime before this weekend? We can meet up after you get out of work. Just let me know what your schedule is, and I'll make it work for me.
Can't you just tell me by text?
I mean, sure I could, but it's something I'd rather talk to you about in person.
Oh, okay. I'll let you know if it seems like I'll be able to fit you into my schedule.
Thanks, Tamara. I'll talk to you later.
Hey, Ian, do you have a minute?
Hey, Tamara. You want to talk about when we can meet up, right? I'm really looking forward to seeing you.
Kinda. I guess it's not totally unrelated. Well, to be more specific, I don't think I'll have any reason to meet up with you anymore. So I'll go ahead and say everything I have left to say to you right here.
What? You almost sound like you're gonna break up with me.
Well, the truth is, I'm pregnant with your brother's baby.
What? My brother's baby? You mean my younger brother, Jordan?
Well, duh. You don't have any brothers, do you?
No, I guess I don't.
Okay, then I'm not sure why you're so confused about it. Yeah, it's Jordan's baby.
Are you out of your mind? Jordan's only 19. He's young enough to be your little brother. I mean, he is my little brother.
I know, right? That's what makes it so awesome.
Awesome? You mean awful?
I mean, it's not like we were trying to get pregnant or anything, so that was kind of unplanned, but it just felt so good doing it with a young stud that I kept doing it over and over again. And, well, then I got pregnant.
I would appreciate you holding back any unnecessary details about you sleeping with my little brother.
Sorry, I just can't help myself. So yeah, like I was saying, even if I wasn't expecting to get pregnant, this means I get to marry your super hot younger brother. So I'm actually pretty happy about it. Jordan loves me, and that's all that matters. So I don't care about his age or his relationship with you.
When did this happen? How did this happen? Our house is like a 3-hour drive from you.
Are you kidding? You didn't know? Jordan enrolled in a college with a campus downtown. He's living on his own in an apartment just a little ways away from me.
Wait, really? I never heard about that.
Whoa. I guess Jordan and your parents weren't kidding.
What? You've even met my parents?
Yeah, isn't it great? You never once took me to your house or introduced me to your parents, did you?
Yeah, and I've told you the reason for that a million times before now. My parents treated me like a red-headed stepchild. They gave Jordan everything he wanted and left me with nothing but scraps. You ever hear about hand-me-downs? Well, I got hand-me-ups. I was waiting all through high school for the day I'd finally graduate and be able to leave that family far, far behind me. I haven't gone back home a single time since that day I started college. That's why I never took you to meet them. I didn't want to see them, much less introduce my girlfriend to them.
Yeah, I know. That's what you always told me. But I started to think, is it really fair to base my opinion of them on your one-sided version of the story? It seemed too unbelievable to be true. So about 6 months ago, I figured out what your address was and went to meet them by myself.
You what?
I found your home phone number in your phone's contact list. So I called them up and arranged for a time where I could meet them. Then I waited until a weekend when you were busy, drove up there by myself and introduced myself. I got there pretty late, and it was a long drive back, so they told me I could stay the night.
What the?
It just so happened that Jordan was visiting his parents that weekend, and that night was the first time we were together.
What is the matter with you? I told you time after time how awful they treated me, and after all that, you just go by yourself. And not just that, you... with my little brother.
Yeah, and you know what I found out? They're not nearly as bad as you made them out to be.
Well, I'm sure they put on the best act of their lives.
And you know what else I found out? It was you who was the bad guy, not them.
You gotta be kidding me.
You broke into Jordan's room and stole the money he had saved up at his job during high school. You stole Jordan's girlfriends away from him. You never listened to anything to your parents told you. You were just a complete and total brat.
I don't believe what I'm hearing. That's what Jordan did to me. He stole my money and my girlfriend's. I was the one who worked hard to make something of myself.
Look, Ian, it's your word against theirs. And all three of them told me the exact same story. So if you ask me, what they say is way more credible than what you say. It's 3 versus 1, Ian. So logically, the only conclusion I can reach is that they're telling the truth and you're lying.
It may be 3 versus 1, but all 3 of them are lying.
Whatever. So anyway, you remember me telling you I was going on vacation this weekend? Well, the truth is that I was actually going to your parents' house with Jordan so we could announce our pregnancy to them.
You're a real piece of work.
And since now, Jordan and I are having a baby together, there's no point in us staying together. You would only get in the way. So this is goodbye, Ian.
I see. If you're pregnant, then yeah, I guess you're right.
Obviously I'm right. I'm so happy that I can finally be together with Jordan.
Well, if that's all you gotta say, then I guess we can end this right here. Goodbye, Tamara.
So long, Ian. I'm gonna have a great life with Jordan.
Just do me one last favor and give Jordan and my parents a message for me. I'm cutting them out of my life. I don't ever want to see or hear from any of them ever again.
Good grief, Ian. Don't you think this is the perfect opportunity for you to reflect on your mistakes and reunite with your family? You're such a child.
Reunite with them? I'd rather die.
Whoa, I had no idea you were such a stubborn brat, Ian. I thought you were better than that.
You can think whatever you want about me. I don't care anymore. Goodbye.
Ian, you've got to help me.
Tamara, what the hell do you want?
Don't talk to me like that. I'm in a major crisis over here.
Not that I care. What's the problem?
What do you mean was the problem? You, of all people, should know. Your mother is an absolute monster. She's treating me like a red-headed stepchild. Don't laugh at me. This is serious. You have to help me.
Nah, I think I'll pass. I tried to warn you, but you ignored me and dove headfirst into that family. If you want help, why don't you ask your darling husband, Jordan?
Jordan's not at home. He has college classes to attend, so he's still going to be back in the city.
Really?
We did get legally married without a ceremony, since I was pregnant and all. But I couldn't just force Jordan to drop out of college to take care of me. That wouldn't be fair to him. So I quit my job and moved into your family's house so that your mom could help me out with the baby after the birth. But she isn't just helping. It's more like kidnapping. She took the baby away from me and won't let me see him. Your dad stares at me a bunch of the time. It's super unnerving. Jordan's the only one who I could talk to about all of this. But he's at college and never comes home. And the worst part is, I heard that he might be cheating on me with another girl at school.
Wow, sounds like you're having a pretty rough time of things. That honestly doesn't surprise me in the least. Actually, it would have surprised me if it didn't turn out like this.
Oh, now you tell me. If you saw this coming, why didn't you tell me? If I had any idea this is what they really were, I never would have married into this family.
What are you talking about? I did tell you. About everything. I told you that my mom was an overbearing queen bee. I told you that my dad was a lecherous creeper. I told you that Jordan thinks monogamy is a type of wood.
But they seem so nice.
The vile creature Jordan turned out to be is a direct product of being raised by my overbearing queen bee mother and lecherous creeper father. And I told you about all of this time after time. But you decided not to heed my warnings, met with my family behind my back. And after meeting them just one time, you immediately decided that I must be the one who was lying, and they were actually all super nice people. But not just that, you slept with my younger brother the very night you met him. You knew everything that there was to know, and yet you decided to throw in your hat with them. I've already cut off all contact with them, and I don't consider them to be my family anymore. So nothing they do to you is my problem.
How can you be so cold? I get it now. You were right. You were right all along, Ian. So please, can't we get back together? I'll be the best wife you could possibly dream of having.
And what about your kid?
I'll figure out some way to take him back from your mother and get out of here so we can raise him together. I'll let you be his dad.
You'll let me, huh?
Yeah, he's already your nephew, right? That's pretty close to being your son. And since he's the biological son of your beloved wife, I know you'll have no problem loving him like he was your own. We'll have a wonderful life together, just the three of us.
No, never, not on your life.
Just give it a chance. You'll come to like our lives together, I know it.
Life with a rusty nail being constantly driven into my brain would be preferable to life with you.
You've got to do something. Will you at least come down here and take me away from here? All I need is a ride. Is that too much to ask?
Yeah, it actually is.
But why?
Because I'm not in the country.
You're not? Then where are you?
Not in the country. I got transferred to an overseas branch for my company with a promise of a major promotion. And I'm looking at getting my permanent residency visa as soon as possible.
That's wonderful for you. But why didn't you tell me about that?
I was trying to tell you about it right before you broke up with me, so never even had the chance.
Oh, wait, now that I think about it, you were saying that you had something important that you wanted to talk to me about in person. Was that it?
Yep. My company was talking about the possibility of the transfer at the time, and I told them that before I gave them a definitive answer, I wanted to talk to my girlfriend, you. And that's why I wanted you to set aside some time to talk to me in person. But then I found out that you had betrayed me in the worst way imaginable, so I no longer needed your input.
Whoa, so that's what's going on? If I had only talked with you openly back then, maybe I'd be over there right now, standing by your side.
Are you kidding me? The very second I found out you were pregnant with Jordan's child, I'd have kicked you to the curb in an instant.
Really?
Yeah, really. Well then, now that all of that's all been said, I think it should be perfectly clear why I will never help you. I wouldn't even help you if I was living across the street, much less across the globe.
You're so cruel.
Also, I'm going to get rid of this phone soon since I now have a plan with a local carrier over here. So there will no longer be any way for you to contact me ever again.
Ian, please.
So this is goodbye, Tamara. Forever.
Ian, don't do this. Ian.
I heard about what happened after that from my other relatives. My family found out that Tamara had contacted me and they took away her phone. Jordan came home to visit a short while later while on break from his classes. And since Tamara really could just not help herself, about a month after that, she found out she was pregnant with her second child. Pregnant again and unable to run away on her own, Tamara tried going to her parents for help. But it would seem that being easily fooled by bad actors runs in the family. Because when her parents met my parents, they had a grand old time and left reassured that their daughter was in good hands. And then, sometime later, it was Jordan's turn to cause trouble. He started stalking one of his female professors who spurned his advances, got criminally charged for it, sued, and kicked out of the school. The impacts of this didn't just stop with Jordan. In order to pay off the lawsuit and his legal bills, my parents had to sell their house. That was barely enough to cover it, so, left homeless and impoverished, they had no choice but to put their kids into foster care. I'd think that at this point, Tamara could just divorce Jordan and save herself a world of trouble. But for whatever reason, she doesn't seem to be making any efforts to do so.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.